set around. That's what the problem is. People can probably hear me now, but no, not you. And I would imagine they can possibly hear you now. But you can try.
Hello? Hello, can anybody hear me?
Apologies,
Yeah,
guys. It was because when we did our last live stream, the jack was still set up to play through the double microphone. So we're good. There we go. We're now all
the
online.
old double mic.
So
The old double. Anyway, welcome everybody to. I don't
yeah,
know what episode we're on now, Tom.
100 and oh, it's gone off my list. It was 153, I think it was.
153
It
of
is
Sit Talk
153.
and Hobby. Huzzah!
I'll just put that in the title actually before I forget.
There you go. And as Tom does that, I'll explain. So basically, we sit here, we do some hobby, we have a little chit chat, and we encourage you to do exactly the same. So get yourselves comfortable, and here we go.
That's it.
There we go, done. Tom, what hobby are you working on tonight?
Well, I'm trying to get myself back in the headspace because I was actually talking to him for this. I've been a little bit not intentionally sort of not doing any. I just haven't. It's been a very busy couple of weeks, so I've had a bit of a backlog of. Oh God! Don't drop them. Magazines. I've got all these. So
Hey.
while we're sitting here doing this, I was going to open them up and try and see how many I can get through because some of them are single models, some of them are multi models. We shall see. Yeah. So I'm going to do that. How about yourself?
I haven't really got that much hobby to do. What I am going to do this evening, which I've kind of already sorted out. So I'm going to do some undercoating in a minute. I've got Chaos Lord, the old Blackstone Fortress guy.
Oh wow!
Thunderhammer.
Was that an eBay buy or did you have it already?
No, that's from you like 3 years ago, Tom.
Oh, that one. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to be spraying him up tonight and doing him. I have been doing some hobby. I've got a fair bit painted, so I will do a update on the 83rd soon. I'm finding the problem with technical problems are lighting. Getting the decent lighting for photos and stuff at the moment because I just can't do justice to my models with the lighting. So I'm waiting for daylight, which if you live in the UK at the moment is probably about 2 hours a day.
2 hours a day.
So it's like really hard to get any photos done, but I have been productive and I have painted a fair bit. So
yes, I know you've been churning out quite a bit. To be fair, because I've seen your feed's been relatively moving at a good pace. I've just realised something. These, is that no? It is. They have definitely shipped me one less base than I need. I'm upset now.
Dear, dear. Anyway, what's everyone doing in the chat tonight? What hobby are you all working on? Hopefully, some good stuff.
And hello, Rules Lawyer. Obviously, I saw Rules Lawyer's bank of pictures on Discord the other day. It looks like a very cool event to be at.
Who we got in the chat so far? Captain Jack, friendly neighborhood inquisitor, and Rules Lawyer. Who else is in the chat tonight? Say hello. Nothing. Being a bit of a,
yeah, that's right, Jack. I think it's one of those things that goes around sometimes, and you just got to ride it out. That's it. And eventually, it will suddenly start to click back in. It's just the way it rolls. Sometimes, unfortunately, nothing wrong with it, but
yeah, it's a bit hard at the moment. Like, yeah, completely with you, Jack. I was doing so well, and then it just stopped. I finished painting my Chaos Lord, and then I know it sounds bad. It was like having the motivation to come up, get some models, and spray them, which I just lacked because lots of things are going on at the moment, and I was just like, I just need to get up there, get some models, and then once I've got models undercoated, I can get down there and start painting because my normal paint regime is essentially I have a little side of the kitchen worktop, have some paints there, and when I'm in the kitchen doing whatever, I'll go, oh, well, I'll just paint a little bit here.
Yeah, I've seen this little station he's got set up. It's
yeah. So I'll be.
He's got an entire hobby room, but he does all his painting in the kitchen.
Yeah, pretty much do. I come up. It's quite nice if I'm up here and I can do a bit of like painting of Discord and stuff, but it's more for gaming. So yeah, that's.
I mean, you should. Are you going to tell people what you're doing at the weekend? So sort of stuff to look forward to.
So we are doing another apocalypse game. However, Tom is not playing in this
I'm
Apocalypse
not
game.
playing this one, no.
Tom is doing all the fancy camera stuff and editing stuff. So it's going to be a nice change for us because normally we're both playing and it's taxing at times to try and remember what's kind of going on and you got to recall it all and stuff. So hopefully Tom will be completely impartial and kind of bring in and have time to experiment and try little things. It's up to Tom. He might just go, I'll
Dom,
call it
you
in.
have played enough things where I've been the referee and I play very fairly on both. I try to point out any things that people have done that I think would help
Yeah,
either
Tom.
player.
Exactly. I've been in a doubles team with you before, and it's very frustrating where you decide to help our opponent constantly. Anyway, this game is a 10,000 point Apocalypse game against our good friend Matt
Yes.
and his Ultramarines. So it's going to be Word Bearers and Chaos Knights versus Ultramarines and Imperial Knights. And it's going to be a pretty fun game, hopefully. So Matt's always a fun opponent.
Yes.
It's going to be a great list. I've already made my list up. I've got to pack it all up soon, and so we will be filming that over the weekend, which I'm super excited for.
Which you never know. Might have it up for next week. I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe. Hopefully,
It depends on how I'm feeling on the editing floor. So.
Yeah, exactly. As long as it all goes well. So what we've got in the chat? Rules Lawyers doing some kill team. Nice. Long weekend of heresy. The weekend has been a bit windy. Yeah, the last 2 days. Yeah, I know. That's it as well. I'm kind of like, oh well, I'll do it. No, it's a bit rainy. I'll wait. Oh, it's still raining. Okay, I'm not going to do it. So it's tonight. Fingers crossed. It remains
Dry.
dryish and I spray. Yeah. Hello, Felpire. Welcome to the party. So yeah. That's why my plan for the weekend is to have a nice big game.
And there's some slightly different forces than you guys are used to, which will be good. And Matt's army is lovely, so make sure you tune into it when you do see it, because he has one of the nicest Ultramarine armies.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really nice. And
yeah.
he's got his new Titan.
Yeah, well, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, I forgot he had the new... Yeah, he's just had that done, so yeah, keep an eye out for it, guys.
Yeah, he's done a great job painting that, so you get to see his Titan in action. And it's going to be, a really fun game, I think. So, good times. How are your models going, Thomas?
I'm holding something together because it doesn't really... This doesn't fit very nicely. This is an Infernus Marine.
Infernus Marine.
Yeah, it's the Flamer ones.
Right.
Yes. So I'm just... this is the Sergeant.
Very nice.
Which I find a bit weird. They've given you another special sergeant in the other set, but anyway, we'll leave that one there. They love a good character. Old games, especially a Space Marine one.
You never have enough.
Oh, Matt, hello, welcome. Thank you for popping in as well, my friend. It'll be good to see you, and hopefully I can do both your games justice on camera.
It should be good. Should be good. Yeah, we've done some games in the past.
We did one of our biggest. Yeah, we've done one of our biggest ones previously for.
Yeah, Matt featured
yes.
in our not the last one. The
one before. No, I think it was one. I think it might have been before that actually, because I think we had one in between. Because I think that was the year we did two.
We had two between. Yeah, we've had two between. That's the third one back. And he's featured in a few battle reports in the past as well. And it's always fun when you get players that you just kind of connect with, and you can both kind of have that same story, and you're both on the same page when it comes to playing games, which is ideal.
Especially when
because it's very hard to have that, especially when Apocalypse is concerned.
Yes.
But generally, if you're playing people, you've got to kind of hopefully be on the same page, or sometimes you end up on different pages.
Don't have a fight. It's never good.
Don't want to fight. You don't want to fight when having a battle.
No, except when you're actually playing the battle. That's okay. That bit's okay.
I'm very confused. Yep. In the background, you may see that I haven't put my lights on in my cabinet. It's because I can't reach the light switch for my cabinet.
And why is that, Dom?
currently something in the way that's preventing me from getting to that part of the room.
It's a scenery piece, isn't it?
It is a scenery piece. Yeah. Yeah, part of the Empress Palace. I've actually gone back, started listening to Betrayer.
Oh, that's quite a way back, isn't it?
Good one. I'm liking Betrayer. It's nice. It's got two of my favourite legions. Word bearers and world eaters. Yeah, I've started again. Like someone at work was like, they had their headphones in. I was like, what are you listening to? And he goes, oh, I'm listening to which one was he on at the time? Third Horus Heresy book. And I was like, oh, right, nice. That's a good one. And I think I just started the second one, and now he's moved along a bit. And I'm like, right. And they're so good. The first four are so good.
They are. They're very solid writing in general, those ones.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just that thing where you just see it all fall. Like, they were so close. In the first one especially, they're so close to, like, the dream. Like, the Imperial truth and having it all there. And then you just like, I know how this is going to go. This is going to go well.
It's all going to go wrong.
It's sliding out of their grip. Yeah. It's a sad times, really. Right. Yeah. So rules alert. Sorry, it was Bonnie and Kettle. Did I miss any questions or topics in the last couple of minutes? No, you didn't. We were just rambling, talking about Apocalypse game coming up this weekend. We're filming a game, and possibly it'll be up soon after. However, we're just seeing how it goes. But it's going to be fun.
I think we'll have it. I think we'll have it up before Christmas. So it might be something you can watch over Christmas. I think that's what I'll try and do at least. So.
Yeah, that'd be quite nice.
Yeah, just so you guys are aware, with regards to our streaming over the holidays, we will probably be doing one more next week, as long as everything's good. Shit happens sometimes, obviously, and then we'll be taking a 2-week break and coming back in the basically second week of January. Isn't it 7th? Isn't it? I think we said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for your guys' reference. So don't look out for us after. So don't look for a stream on Christmas Eve, because. We'll be both
on New Year's Eve.
Oh, New Year's Eve, yeah, exactly. Because we'll both be. Well, I'll be around at Dom's on Christmas Eve anyway. So, I mean, we could sneak up and do a quick half an hour.
I put a nice little video out, a little Instagram video or something.
Part timers.
Yeah, exactly. Amateurs, I think you'll call. Yes. They don't actually get paid for any of this.
No, we don't. Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, if you guys would like to fund a full team streaming service, me and Dom will put our joint wages in chat later. And if you guys can cover that, we will quite happily
absolutely
give up everything and start doing that for a living.
A little Patreon, start that. Thanks, Jack.
It might be quite a high entry fee for everyone, because
really generous of you. I appreciate it. No Christmas Eve stream. Blasphemy! Yeah, sorry. However, Tom, I haven't watched it yet. Have you watched the Amazon episode?
No, it's on my list of ones to do. I heard it was quite short again, though.
20 minutes, apparently.
Yeah, you see, again.
I looked earlier. I was like, I found it on Amazon. I was like, but I haven't had a chance.
No, I haven't watched it, but it's on my playlist probably for the weekend, maybe, or Friday when I'm off. So yeah, but again, disappointing. But you probably thought, oh, Tom's going to whinge about the playtime on this again. But
yeah, I knew you would, Tom.
Yeah, I know. But to be honest, I think it's fair. Yeah, I think 15-20 minute episodes are just not. I know people have got short attention spans these days, but I don't think it's that short.
What do you say?
What's Jack saying there? Send me the numbers. I'll send it to my guys. They'll send it to yours, and we'll see what we can do.
I think a lot of guys will be very disappointed and frustrated. It was good. Okay, I'm not reading anything else about it because I don't want to know yet because I'm going to go watch it after this stream. I think obviously there was also news today about the Amazon series coming out or in creation with
Mr. Cavill.
Mr. Cavill, HC. So they are working on something because it all went very quiet for a long time, didn't it? And it was like, it's all falling apart. Old Henry, what's happened? And now they've kind of gone, well, hey, we're back in the game.
It's about time, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I suspect it was a lot of creative discussion about what they what was the right thing to do. I'm going to guess.
Absolutely.
And I,
Yeah.
and I think actually, if he's involved, I think it is quite close to his heart in a way. So I suspect it was probably quite a difficult conversation for Amazon to have, because I suspect he was not going to settle for anything that wasn't going to represent it in the way that he envisions it. So it was probably quite a. I imagine it was probably quite a tough conversation to have with him to get to the point of actually putting out the putting out the series. So and obviously no one knows anything about it still. We just know it's being made. So
mystery, Tom. We all like a mystery.
No, I'm well happy with it. I'm just glad it's actually being done, because it's one of these things that there's always that worry that it will just get punted down the line and eventually get lost, or we end up with something like Ultramarine come out.
We wouldn't like that, would we?
No,
Ultramarine 2.
Oh God. Oh no, I wouldn't mind it so much as long as it was actually good.
No, they've got to keep it authentic to the original.
Oh no,
they can't change anything. They can do a different story. They've got to keep the original cast.
Well, they can't do
Henry
that.
can appear in it.
They can't do that because John Hurt's dead.
Yeah, well, they got to change a couple. Maybe Henry can take his role.
Sean Pertwee's still around though, so all right, that's okay.
Yeah, and then they just keep the original animation style as well.
Yeah. Oh no.
They don't try and
no,
push
you
the envelope.
no.
They just got to keep it. That's it.
No.
That's all they need to do, Tom.
How dare you?
Having them update it and ruining the legacy of Ultramarine.
I do find it highly amusing that with the quality of the voice actors they had, they still managed to pull out probably one of the not best, things.
Mind your words. With your tongue, son. I will not have you bad.
Look, I bought it. You didn't. All right. You have no right here.
How dare you?
I spent money on that Blu-ray.
Exactly. You should be grateful, Tom.
But
one of the founding fathers of Games Workshop Animation. They went, look, we sold this extra edition. Someone's clearly buying them. Henry!
It's all based off me buying that Blu-ray. That's it, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they say about piracy, isn't it? They're like, oh, well, you're taking money away. But clearly, Tom, you've kind of proved the point that, like, actually, if you do buy a Blu-ray, they will make another film.
Exactly. There you go. Because someone had to buy it. For any because I still haven't watched it. Well, if you want to watch it, I think you can see it on a popular a popular video platform. If you feel like it, it is out there. It's about an hour and something long. I said it's got some of the best voice actors from this era in there, but yeah, don't get your hopes up about the animation and stuff like that. They dropped the ball a little bit on that. I remember trying to like it so much as well. I was really trying. I was like, oh yeah, it's good. And then you watch it again, you're like, oh, this is freaking awful.
Yeah, it's bad, isn't it? It's like when you're trying to convince one of your mates to get into something, whatever it is.
Let's all watch this together.
Could be, and you're like, yeah, let's watch this. It's really good. And you're like, oh, this is not good, but I've got to really try.
I've got to try though.
Yeah, they did really well with the money they had from that.
yeah. You got to put a positive spin on it.
They really struggled to make this film. You can tell by watching it how they struggled.
Just look at the way when they fire the bolters, the graphics rip because it can't keep up with the frame rate.
What?
Honestly, if you watch it, if you watch the bolters closely, you'll see there's black tearing at the point the bolters the bolts come out the muzzle because they can't. I don't think they can animate it correctly. So yeah, there you go, guys. There's a Christmas movie for everyone. Just go get Ultramarine.
I know people argue if Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and I think you could probably argue that Ultramarine also isn't a Christmas movie. But who knows? Maybe you can try.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you, Chris. Speaking of Christmas movies, I actually did watch. Me and Vicky had a bit of a Christmas movie fest last weekend. Actually, we ended up watching a Ben Stiller one, which was the Nutcrackers, which was just weird and a bit too. It wasn't quite my kind of film, but watched it through anyway. But then we watched Violent Night.
Oh, I've seen that.
Oh, yeah. Vicky just laughed in the other room. I've never laughed so much in my life. It was so bad. It was so like horrific in a way, but also like Oh my god! What?
Yeah.
What if Santa was actually
Unbelievable.
like this? So yeah, that
There's
was.
another one. There's a horror one that I watched.
Oh,
Oh, I have to Google it and find out what it's called.
I think someone actually mentioned this to me today because he was. We were comparing those movies and different ones. It was something when they found Santa's tomb or something.
Oh no, this
No,
is
yeah, I
another
think there's
one.
another one. I think I know the one you're talking about, the horror one in the house with the um. Yeah, I can't remember what it is, but I know there's another one. You'll probably find it in a minute.
Krampus. I think
That's
it's
it. That was the one.
Krampus.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a cool film. I quite like that.
But yeah, probably not for me. I'm not really a horror fan, as you know. So
Yeah. Okay, don't worry. We're not going to
I
make you
get
watch it.
scared. I get scared.
I know, Tom. I know, but you try really hard, and you were super brave that one time, until you wet yourself. But the rest of the time, you're really
Really
brave.
brave, yeah. I just don't do.
You
Yeah.
admitted to everyone that you wet yourself, and that was the bravest
I
thing
say.
you could
I
do.
think the thing is right. It does depend on the type of horror because it's like I watched some of the Saws. I hate the Saw films. You know that I don't like that kind of. I suppose it's slasher horror, that isn't it? Really, and
Like body
psychological a
horror.
bit. Yeah, yeah, stuff like that. That I cannot stand. And also, what was the other one?
Does it freak you
Hostel.
out? Is that what you?
I get,
Hostel.
I
Yeah.
get, yeah, like I get like I don't know, like I want to say sympathy pain for it, but I get kind of like, oh, what if that happened to me? And it
Yeah.
starts to really creep me out. I think
Mm.
Hostel was worse when they were sort of slicing up like the tendons off the back thing. I think, oh, why, what if that happened to me or
Yeah.
yeah, that kind of thing. It's oh
Eyes. Things with
yeah,
eyes.
yes, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But you
Yeah,
never see anything because most of the time they just shoot
I
away
know.
from it anyway.
I think it's more of a
But you always
psychological
kind of
thing.
like, "Ugh,
Yeah,
ugh,"
exactly. And I can't.
or
I'm not
yeah.
very good at dealing with that kind of stuff. If I'm totally honest. I find it really difficult to separate that actually sort of. Oh, that I know it's not going to happen to me, but it could. I don't know what situation I would have
Mm.
put myself in to have that happen. But whereas light horrors, things that are a bit kind of more.
You'd be like, oh, this hostel's nice and cheap.
Yeah.
Let's go here.
Yeah. but then I'm trying to think of horrors that are. But then things like I suppose Aliens class as horror, isn't it? Really, sci-fi horror.
The first one I would say is
Yeah.
definitely a horror.
See,
Yeah.
that was okay. That was good. That I could. I think it just depends on the setting and the separation I can have. I think stuff that's more relatable, I have trouble with. If it's something that's sort of very
Yeah.
detached,
Yeah.
I'm
Absolutely. Yeah. If
absolutely
it's like
fine with.
a monster horror, it's a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's kind of like, oh, this wouldn't happen. So
yeah,
what's going to happen in this
precisely.
scenario? But when it's like,
Yeah.
like you said, like operations. Operations for me are like, I don't like operations in, like,
Oh,
especially when
yeah,
I can't remember what film it was. I think it wasn't even a film. I think it was like a series. Maybe it was like Luther, and there was like a surgeon that was kind of like killing people, and that freaked me out. The scene where he's like, "I'm just having a normal operation." I was like, "Oh God, it could happen anytime now. What's going to happen?" The new 28 Years
yeah.
Later trailer dropped this morning. Yes, I watched it. I'm very excited for that.
They see,
I was
I'll
thinking,
probably like that as well. That should be good.
yeah, because it's a zombie thing rather than
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I was thinking the original 28 Days Later. I was like, that was such a cool film.
Yeah.
Um, I really want to watch that again at some point because I was like, yeah, that was good. 28 Weeks Later was a bit more actiony, but
28 weeks later. I think the
yeah,
problem with 28 weeks later is a lot of it was kind of like, no. They've been through this. This wouldn't happen again. You know.
yeah,
Some
yeah.
of the
And he was
things,
bringing it
that
back
were
to,
allowed to happen in that plot line, especially with Robert Carlyle doing what he did, was like,
mm.
no, he wouldn't be allowed in that room. There's no way in hell anyone would go,
Oh, he just does it. That's
come on
fine.
through. It's just, you know, and not only that, it's like, start from two people, they're not going to get out. Yeah, it's just like,
Alien 3 and 4 were basically horror movies, but it's just because they were awful. Oh, come on.
mm,
I will say that I watched all the Alien films not too long ago.
yeah.
And Alien 3 is not as bad as I remember. Alien 4 is probably worse than I remember.
That's the one.
It's
That's
like,
the one in the spaceship with old
oh.
what's his face in it.
Alien 4 is the one with Winona Ryder
Is that Resurrection?
and yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Ron
That I
Perlman.
never. That one I can't that's just a bizarre
Yeah,
take
it's a
on it.
bit. It's the thing is, it's very much of the time, and it's like, oh, this is not pleasant.
Yeah.
But Alien Freeze, it's not. Yeah, I
Alien 3 is
I
the
could
prison
watch
planet,
Alien
isn't
3.
it?
The prison one, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's not that bad.
I think the problem with 3 is it's so depressing because it's like they obviously.
Yeah, it's quite grim in a lot of
Yeah.
ways. Like we're saying about like Alien 2 is the action one, and aliens are scary and they kill people. But I think Alien 3 is a deeper because the people are all damaged people and they're
Yes.
criminals, and there's a lot more kind of gritty kind of plot things going on, as well as there's a big alien that eats people.
Yeah. And
Alien 4 is
also it was the fact that she'd obviously escaped the events of Alien 2, and then
yeah,
it was like, finally, and then you're like, oh no, it didn't end nicely. They're screwed,
yeah.
and everything they'd
Run
fought
away.
for was like
Everyone on the ship dead but one person. Nosferatu is coming out soon. I like stuff. Okay, I don't think I've seen anything on that one. Alien 3 Director's Cut is a lot better. Actually makes more sense. It does. Yeah, so yeah, that's not too bad. I still haven't seen the new Alien film.
which one? Prometheus or
not Prometheus,
the other
new
one?
that came out.
Oh,
What is it?
yes. A friend of mine, I can't remember the name, but my friend went to see it. He said it was awful at the cinema. He didn't.
Oh, really?
Unless you're talking,
I've heard mixed things. I've heard good things and bad.
yeah,
Romulus.
Yeah, he said he didn't enjoy it, but then that's just someone's opinion. So, I've actually quite enjoyed the last Predator one that came out, Prey.
Prey's good.
That was
Prey's
good. I enjoyed Prey.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Predator films are very up and down, aren't they? Like one's amazing. I will happily watch one all day, every day.
It's such cheese. But it's
brilliant. I mean, the way it's shot.
Yes,
it hasn't dated. In my opinion, hasn't dated. I think it's still beautifully shot. It is what it is. Like it's just classic. Like everyone's to steroids. We're all a special ops team, the sizes of vans, and we're gonna.
And Arnold's at his best.
Anyway, I think amazing. Predator 1 is brilliant. Predator 2 is of its time.
Well, we watched.
AVPs.
We watched Demolition Man at the weekend as well.
Oh, nice. That's on Netflix, isn't it?
It is, and I forgot how much I love that film, and I realised how many of my sayings I still use come from that film. Well, you got, Soldier Boy.
Yeah, Demolition. A lot of people liking Prey. That's good. Yeah, there we go.
Demolition Man is just is basic. I think I said to Vicky who I was watching. I said, I think with the first scene came in when he's on the helicopter going into like the zone to go after old what's his face, Phoenix. Yeah, and I'm just thinking. I looked at it and went, they don't really make films like this anymore, where they're just. It's trash, but it's just fun. You know, it's like you got your main lead actor. He's got, like you're saying with like Predator. It's like it's simple fun. You know, there's no agendas. There's no nothing else. It's just a lot of people got hurt. But you know what I mean. I'm not saying that they should go back to making all films like that. But just having it was like when the first Expendables dropped. You know, that had been a long time since before another film had been done in that, I suppose, in that similar vein.
Yeah, I think the thing is, like a lot of them now, either they go straight to Netflix.
Yes.
Why not?
Yeah,
because you don't need a massive budget for it anyway.
No.
And a lot of them kind of go for this like espionage kind of twist to it, and you're like, you don't need that, do you?
You don't.
You don't need all this talky files and spies with spies. You just need someone who's jacked up, lots of guns.
Commando. There you go. Just take.
Misogynist. It just goes. And everyone just dies. No one cares about plot.
Use Commando as the template. That'll be fine. There you go.
It'd save a lot of money if you didn't employ writers. That's what I'm saying.
You said you could be nice. I lied. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the one-liners. Come on. It's just like things like that.
Yeah. I like you, Sully. I'll kill you last.
Oh, True Lies. There's another. That I mean, that is very.
Yeah,
I love
True
True
Lies
Lies.
is
That is
brilliant.
such a good film. Um,
Want to talk about garbage? Arm reach in a microwave. Transformers. Yes. Oh, Transformers. The first one, I
our
like the
first
first
one was
one.
all right. Yeah,
Yeah, and then the rest are just, oh my
they went
God.
so down. I actually watched the Mark Wahlberg one, the first one he did. I think the last night or whatever. Or,
Last night?
yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. And I was like, what are they doing? They're just weird.
I
They're
don't
just
think they're made for us, though, Tom, to be
no,
honest. I
I
think
don't
they're
think
made
so. They're wheeling out people
for
like going,
teenage
"What? You
boys.
shouldn't be in this movie, mate. You're better than this." Yeah, that's...
Yeah, no. Anthony Hopkins deserves to be in. What are you
oh,
doing,
with his
Anthony?
clockwork
Anthony!
butler.
Tony, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Tony, what? Don't sign on the
You
line
don't need
there,
to do
Tony.
this. You're
You've
fine.
got enough money.
You played Hannibal Lecter, God damn it!
Yeah. Oh, done some good stuff. You got a solid catalogue. Don't ruin it now.
Bay's like, we've got this like butler who's kind of a bit like robotic clockwork, and he's going to drive around in a car
Yeah.
for a bit, and you're gonna, you have these watches and fancy stuff. You know, it'd be really cool. You're gonna barge in and see the Prime Minister, for a secret entrance.
You remember too much of that
I
film.
know, because I only watched it probably about a month ago, so because I'd never seen it, and I thought, oh, it was one of those lazy afternoons. You're like, I'll just watch this. I'm not really,
Isn't one a submarine? Isn't there a transformer who's a submarine?
that wouldn't shock me. You had Blackbird, didn't you? The one who was in the first.
Yeah.
But that was. I don't know about the
Yeah.
sub. 7, 8, and 9.
Rewatch True Lies. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Have you watched series 1 and 2 of Reacher? Yes.
I
think I've talked
I
about
haven't
Reacher
watched the series.
before.
I haven't watched the series
Okay,
yet.
well, let me tell you about it, Tom. The guy who plays Reacher is possibly the biggest man in the entire world.
I've seen the guy who plays him. Don't worry. Yeah.
And also, there's a little. It's not really that much of a spoiler for the series, okay? However, obviously in this he's like, or is and isn't, depending. I guess flips back and forward in time. Is a military police detective.
Yeah.
Okay. I could tell you right now, his arrest rate is probably 0 because essentially he just kills everybody. It's just like no, never. His handcuffs. He probably has never used them before.
He doesn't have them. They're painted on to his trousers.
Yeah. Just shoots everyone. He sets all these elaborate traps to try and I'll work out who the bad guy is. And we're like, yeah, that's a good idea. And then bam, 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 everyone's dead.
I heard he's quite a contrast to
good, though. It is good.
I heard it's quite a contrast to the film version of it because obviously Tom Cruise, who's like the tiniest man alive, he plays a very different type
I
of...
think the book is meant to be more like the series.
Yeah.
Than
that's what I've heard. I've heard that's the...
Yeah. Rules. Yeah, that's essentially what he does, Rules. Like, he just solves all problems by shooting people. Yeah. His paperwork was atrocious. They must bring him in for a review every now and
That's
again.
probably why it happens. He probably looks down and goes,
I bet you
I will arrest you, but
it's got a little prison cell. They probably just store some old chairs in there, maybe a barbecue. They this is a prison cell. It never gets used. We never bring anyone back. just storage room now.
It just makes sense. We're getting use out of this space now.
Yeah, exactly. Turned it into a server room. Finally catching someone. Yeah, he's never going to catch anyone. He wouldn't even know how to read the rights. He's never had to do that.
It's like dogs chasing cars, isn't it? Dogs chasing cars. They wouldn't know what to do what they got them. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I love the fact you went to the Joker mime there, by the way, from Batman.
Right, what else we got going on here? Have you seen? I haven't seen the trailer for Series 3. I will watch it because it is. Even though I take the mick out of him, it is good. Captain Jack. I couldn't get into the series or the film because of the books too much. Boom, boom. Yeah.
I quite enjoyed the films personally, but then
Oh,
Yeah.
they're easy watches,
Yeah,
aren't they?
that's it. It's not like they're. I wouldn't. It's not something. It's not going to win any awards, but it just.
No.
It's a bit like the Mission Impossible series. You know,
Mm,
I've pretty much liked most of them, if I'm totally honest. But they're not. Yeah,
yeah.
there's nothing amazing about them. You know.
Mm. I think that's the problem. I think that's where the films kind of fell down. Is because Tom Cruise has got too much in there. He's too much of like a detective kind of thing. There's too much spy
Think,
espionage
think.
in this.
Not
It's
enough
just
bang
like
bang.
not enough bang bang, not enough car explosions.
This is 13 and 12.
Anyway, how's everyone's hobby going? Hopefully you're all doing some hobby. Want to know something crazy? I've never seen a single Mission Impossible movie. Well, I used to try and watch them, the early ones, like 1, 2, and 3. Fell asleep every time.
Oh,
Fell
really?
asleep. But yeah, the last few, like Ghost something,
Ghost Protocol.
Ghosty, Ghost Protocol. I watched that and I was like, oh, that's quite entertaining. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm a massive fan of Mission Impossible, and it's not because I'm some sort of Tom Cruise snob. I just they're all right.
I'm trying to think of the last Tom Cruise film I really liked was actually what was on the Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
I quite liked Edge
yeah.
of Tomorrow. That was good.
Mm, yeah, I watched that not too long ago. What other Tom Cruise films?
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's one of my most favourite actors in sort of out of certain genres. So he's just one of those guys that seems to sort of just about manage to make movies that work most of the time. If you know what I mean. You know, they're just.
Mhm.
You know, he can be almost accused of being fairly boring with his movies. I think.
But it's pretty safe, isn't it?
That's the thing. It's a safe pair of hands. That's kind of what I was getting at.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
it's nothing. You know, you're going to get something that's probably passable or watchable.
Mm. They're good films, just not the character. Cruise is too small. Get it, the new guy is too big. Yeah, okay, maybe a happy medium. Orkstar working on some more halflings for a Blood Bowlers team and playing the freshly released Norse team on BB3. Nice. Well, that's good. Tom, also, mentioned in our little WhatsApp chat, I really want to play the new Chaos Knight detachment.
Yes,
I
you
don't know
did.
if any of you guys have seen that, but I really like the look of it because it's kind of what I wanted from Chaos Knights all along, is that they have these mortal chaff and followers with them. I was like, cool. They don't have to be Space Marines. They don't have to be good at their job. I just like the idea of these hangers-on that just kind of just like, wander along with them. And then the knights are kind of like, oh, if we sacrifice a few, maybe we'll get some benefits. But mainly hangers on and chaff is what I love about the new Chaos Knight detachment. I don't know. I haven't looked at the other detachments that have been coming out. I
Is this the new Codex release? Yeah.
No, it's the Christmas calendar thing.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. They're doing the reveals.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I've been.
Yeah, I think
I
today was
must
the
admit, I
drop
haven't
notes.
looked at their official site for a few days, so I wasn't quite sure where this was coming from. To be honest, we've been a little bit out of touch on their, I suppose, on their sites really. I saw some of the Orc Kill Team stuff the other day. I think. Is that right?
Oh, the Orc stuff,
Yeah,
the
the
tank
new,
busters.
yeah,
Yeah,
which looks
yeah. I
quite.
think they're pretty cool. I like the Orc stuff. Um, I think the thing with the Ratlings is the models look so detailed. It's almost like, oh, I don't know if I want to do them. I'll do them as a kill team maybe, but not as an actual.
Not as part of your army. No, you
Oh,
know.
there's a lot of detail going on there. If
Dom's going
someone
off
went,
detailed models.
if
That's a.
someone went, Dom, you got to paint these. I'll be like, right, okay, I'll paint them. Like either I'll pay you to paint them, or we're going to be playing a lot of this. Just paint them up. I'll be like, okay, but it's a side project. I'll be like, oh god, why is there so much detail on these models? Love the look of the Grotmus detachment for Necrons. Yeah, that's quite cool as well, actually, the Necron one. Kind of hoping to see what they get for World Eaters, Chaos Space Marines. That could be quite fun.
Because that's another one you haven't really touched, as your Necrons, Dom. I just realised.
No, I missed out on the Codex. So I wasn't feeling them. The Codex came out, and I'm like, I just wanted to focus on my word bearers,
Yeah.
more than anything else. So I've been trying to play more than my word bearers. Probably the next edition, I might get back into my Necrons. Um, But yeah, currently I'm all about my chaos stuff. I'm loving chaos too much.
Yes, it's interesting because that's kind of what I'm with my Templars at the moment. That's kind of where I want to spend my time mostly. I am going to have a look at these things I've picked up though. I'm quite interested in the Tyranids.
Yep.
I think there's some interest there for me. I think there's just I like the look of the models, so I kind of want to potentially check them out.
Yeah.
Plus, I've got a magazine subscription. Probably should take advantage of actually what's coming.
A little bit of what's going on with them. Okay, see you later, neighborhood inquisitor.
I'll take care, mate.
Yeah, maybe do a little bit of the new models that you've purchased.
I have finished 5. I've just finished building 5 of the Infernus Marines now. Although one doesn't have a base.
Are you doing them as Templars or Scorpions?
Yeah, it's a good question. That I'm not sure how much use they would get in my Templars, to be fair. But then saying that, I'm not really playing my Red Scorpion, so it's kind of,
I would do them as Templars.
I probably will do, yes, because the nice thing about the fact they've got the Infernus things, I need them for my Crusader squad, so I'll have additional flamers. Which means when I buy the next set of Crusader kit, which I will do, it means I don't have to put I can leave all the heavy weapons off because I have 5 of these. I just mix them straight in, done. And that means I can make more sword based guys, which means I don't have to.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, which is what I was just thinking.
But also, I think it's one of those things that if you get, your Black Templars and my Word Bearers have got a lot in common where you can kind of go, oh, well, these are going to be cool in this edition, or we're going to try this out, so I have all the tools available to actually try it out.
So the other thing, guys, just while we're talking about what I'm doing with these, is I did also get this lovely little, look at this. This is if you go for the old premium edition, whatever it is they call it, this is like a little folder you get for the thing. And you can basically, all the magazine entries will go in here. So I'm looking forward to having this. I don't know how big this is going to be by the time I finish it. It's going to be bloody huge. But yeah, you break down the magazine into each of the constituent sections. Oh yeah, and I also noticed I had these come with it as well, which is quite nice. You do actually get some. So for the first kit, these are all the data cards, yeah.
Oh nice.
And these are a bit weird, but quite nice. They've got like little infestation sites.
Oh right, okay.
They actually have stats.
Nice.
So I assume there's when you play their version of whatever the game is. I think there's like stats for them to play on the table, which is quite nice. Well, let's have a read through the lore on here. There's a lot of lore in here as well. To be fair.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, because they've got in each book they have a read section.
Yep.
Which basically goes through, I think, surrounding stories around. So like, there's an example. There's like the Space Marines at War kind of thing. Gives you like breakdowns of all the stuff that's going on with them and things like that. So I'm going to try and have a little look through that because nicely it goes. But look, I mean, look, you got like details on the companies and stuff like that and how they operate.
I like that
because I think that's kind of missing in some of the new codexes.
Absolutely.
There's a little bit more story about it. So I'm gonna once I've got these all in, I'm gonna have a look at actual look through it because I think there's some interesting stuff in there, to be honest. I'm not quite sure where they get you to keep the build pages, but it's like I've built it, better hang on to that page.
So guess we're gonna take it apart again.
Doesn't really make any sense.
Rebuild it over and over again.
Yes. But being an avid collector, as I am, I will keep everything. Because why not?
So you should. Oh my gosh.
That was on purpose, don't worry.
That in half.
So yeah, when you get these guys, you basically have to break out each of the read sections, each of the build sections, each of the other sections. Then you basically do this. Voila.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, you don't, Tom. You just put them in.
Then you go like this. Then you put it into the appropriate section, and eventually it forms like one continuous section book for each part. So, quite looking forward to seeing how this actually develops over time. I've got no real. Didn't really intend for this really, but it's quite interesting. I'm looking forward to getting some of the more premium models though soon. I think because I think I'm due one in the next edition, so I think I'll get my Dreadnought next.
How long does it go on for?
Well, the weird thing is I've had 10 editions, right? I haven't even finished the first 2 armies yet. So,
wow.
I don't know.
Yeah, but 10 editions is only 5 things, isn't it? Or not even that.
No, it's not because some of them just got paint.
Yeah, that's what I
So
mean. So you might even have 4 units for each, and I
yeah,
think each
yeah,
has got 8 units, maybe.
yeah. So it depends on things. It's 500 points,
You'd
isn't
be
it?
there
So
forever, Tom.
hmm.
You're going to be there forever.
And I'm only you get 4 a month. That's what they do. You don't get it every week. They deliver it as a whole every month. So I got a box this month because it had quite a lot in it, and it was just literally everything, the full 4 editions in one delivery. Yeah, yes, Jack, that's quite true. I'm actually quite interested to see what they come up with from the gameplay point of view, because they've got a whole section on play, and each of them does have just as an example here. They have like little special missions they've designed out for you to learn to play, but there might be some stuff we can adapt to actually sort of play around with, because you also get like the terrain pieces, flat
Terrain map.
yeah, they're not really. I'm not keeping them, to be honest. They're so cheap,
Wait,
and
you can put them in your folder.
they can't. They're not. I mean, if I put holes for them, they're not much use.
Oh, there's not even like a little bit on
No,
the edge that you can.
no. It's all yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no. Um, I feel like the obvious-
Right. So that's what. Well, that actually interestingly, rules are. So I'll show you I've actually got my favourite set of books over here, which I normally get these out once a year. Dom's probably like, oh, here we go again.
I know exactly what books he's going for. It's a good book. It's a New Testament.
These ones, right? This set here, I managed to pick this up off eBay quite a while ago in very good condition, which is basically the two Bad Ad War books, and these are possibly 2 of my favourite 40k books, because for a couple of reasons. Number one, obviously, it introduces the Red Scorpions properly, and secondly, it's the one that I think the one thing we looked at and we were quite. Oh, there we go. I knew rules I would like this. So there you go. It wasn't cheap. I'm not going to lie. But honestly, just even stuff like you don't get stuff like this nowadays. Just really cool full page breakdowns of everything, and it's so like there's
the Imperial Army books.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. Look at that. That is so cool. And then also, because these were actually game books, they had like supports for the Apocalypse Rules Appendix here. You see?
Yeah.
But yeah, because you couldn't. These were not buyable anywhere. And they got all the stuff for like some weird. I mean, you must remember these, Dom. The things you looked at and went, that'd be really cool to have, but I can't afford those.
Yeah.
Those...
Well, no, the thing is with stuff like that, because they had it in the Apocalypse
Yeah.
book as well, didn't they? And you'd be like, "That's something to aim for," because when you'd have an Apocalypse game coming up, you'd be like, "Right, what's in the book?
Let's have a look through.
How close am I to having that one detachment? Right, I need to get 100 colors. Yes, I got 100 colors. Bolted to death. But there was like a chaos attachment where you had berserkers who could ride.
To be fair, mate, I think because don't forget when we were playing this regular, I kept all these books for us because I knew eventually they would come in handy for things like this. So I've kept remember that one?
Yep.
And I've got the reloaded one. So I think this was one of the first ones we played with, wasn't it? So this here, guys, this is a piece of history right here. This is what definitely got us into playing it. But these have all the well, yeah. If you're interested in orc stuff, as an example, you can't get this stuff anymore. So
yeah, good stuff.
But yeah, I think these have got the things you were talking about with the big detachments in it.
Yeah, I think it might have been in the second book.
It might have been the reloaded one, maybe.
Yeah, there might be some detachments in there. Is there detachments?
I'm just having a look through.
It is worth noting though, especially with that book, that you can. I'm pretty sure if you subscribe to the app, you have got access to the
old
Warhammer
books.
Vaults.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
I sometimes check them out as well, especially like when I'm trying to put the kids to bed and I'm sitting on the landing, and I'm like, I'll go on Warhammer Vault. What have they got on here today? And you look, old
White Dwarfs.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, old white dwarves. You go through it, you're like, oh, happy times.
Yeah, I found there is. Here we go. Empress. So here's all the Imperial. I'm just seeing if I can find the Chaos ones. They do have a lot of detachments in there actually. I'm just seeing if they got the Chaos ones or not. Found all of the Space Marine ones, Imperial Guard ones, Cult of Speed for the Orcs, Dread Mob,
Nice.
Eldar. Come on, the Tau. Oh, it's got to have them in here. There's so many in here. Come on, where's the Chaos? The Dark Eldar. If you don't have Chaos, here, I'll force the Chaos Storm. Oh, it's
Yep.
got a couple of your favourites in here, mate.
Just some pictures. Oh yeah, the brass scorpion. See, this is before Forge Realm.
Yeah.
Such a cool model.
That's a converted Defiler, isn't it? Yeah.
Like defilers and squished them together.
And
That's like classic old school brass scorpion.
And then we've got Tide of Spawn, the Warp Rift. Oh, that's it, unfortunately. I think it is in the other book. I'll dig it out for next time. But yeah, really cool. Because this used to get a lot of reading between our gaming group. We used to sit here for like during some of our Tuesday night sessions, just going, "Oh, what if we got this one and this one and this?"
Yeah. There was some conversions actually. I remember like we had a converted Nurgle Baneblade.
Yeah, that was one of them.
A brass scorpion, and I think at some point we had a siege tower as well for Nurgle. There's some really cool stuff there.
Oh yeah, Decimator. Decimator's a good example.
Yeah.
I think that's going to come back. I think that'll come back. I reckon when World Eaters release, I think you'll get a Decimator or something akin to it, maybe.
I think you'll get the Blood Slaughterers.
Oh yeah. Sorry, the Blood Slaughter. Yeah, okay.
The little buggy ones. They're asking for World Eaters to have as a unique vehicle. Would be quite cool.
Yeah.
Because they're just like the World Eaters in particular. Just it's all either classic Chaos Space Marine vehicles, or they've got infantry for World Eaters. It'd be quite nice if they had their own demon engine, and I think Blood Slaughterers would just fit that role perfectly.
Yeah. That makes sense.
A bit like with So Nurgle have also got the little fly drone things. It'd be quite nice if they had the little scuttly bugs running along. I thought a brass scorpion. Well done, Bullseye.
Have you? Just to expand on your game this week, have you got like a game plan in?
Oh, what? That I'm going to tell you, and then.
No, not a game plan. Sorry, the mission or something like that. Have you actually got an idea of what you're doing?
I think we're going to run standard Black Toad mission rules as such, and keep it nice and straightforward. And it works perfectly. We don't have to get overly complicated. There's a bit of a story that I'm thinking of. But yeah.
Just replay Battle of Calth, but in the 41st minute. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Essentially, that's normally what it is, though. It's like a revenge. Like the word bearers are still living the Shadow Crusade, and the Ultramarines are like, oh, well, we just got to do our duty. I have no idea what these guys are talking about, but we're just going to keep shooting.
Why they're so angry?
Yeah, why are they so angry?
Who's this Lorgar chap they're talking about?
Yeah. Who knows? But I suppose that's a weird thing for like Ultramarines. It's 10,000 years since like Calth. They've got no idea. Like, and for word bearers, it's still burnt in their minds. Like things like Calth.
And also, because of the way the time works in the Era of Terror, it could just be yesterday for them. You don't know.
Yeah, a lot of them are like, oh, okay, it's not been too long. But yeah, for the
how did they rebuild Calth so quickly?
Not a clue. There you go. I just think it's amazing. The Ultramarines are just oblivious to why are they so angry? Like, what's going on with these guys? They just keep shooting him.
Who is this Erebus guy?
Yeah, what's he so bad? Just listen up to what Erebus has got to say, okay? Before we judge.
That lovely book he's got. It says something about the Emperor in it.
Yeah. So it'll be good. I'm tempted to see what Matt's going to bring. Obviously, the big G-man's going to appear. Because I'm running word bearers. Angry Angron's not going to appear, so it's going to be one Primarch on the board. The main Primarch, Gilliman.
That's good.
Yeah.
Even though I said that as a Templar.
It's hard to disagree with Gilliman. I mean, he comes up with some good stuff.
He argues a good point. That's the problem.
He does.
He's just got that. He's the kind of guy that he would probably just reason you to death. You know, it's like, oh, fine, we'll do it your way. God damn it.
Yeah. I have that at work sometimes with people come and talk to me, and I'm like, they'll have like a minute maybe before I've lost all attention to what they're saying. And I'm like, I don't care what you're saying anymore. Keep it short, to the point.
Does the little music? Does the music start playing in your head?
Yeah, it does. Honestly, like I know the music doesn't play, but I do think of that time in Simpsons when they've got like the ding ding ding.
I always think of my one's always Scrubs with Dr. Cox and it's like,
Yeah.
oh no, he can't hear you, dear. It's a white noise. It's like seagulls.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's
Oh,
like,
it's gone to his happy place.
it snaps out and goes, something bad's happened here.
But also, when people are talking to me for so long, I become very aware that I'm not listening, and then I'm like, "Oh, maybe they know I'm not listening." So then I have to
Oh
go,
yeah, I know, Dan.
"Yeah, no,
I know
yeah,
when you're
that's
doing
right,
it.
yeah,
I know. Yeah, it's okay.
yeah, Tom, yeah, no, yeah, that's 3-4 ups you need to run." That's 4 terms ago. What are you talking about?
Right. Anyway, guys, I think that is a good place to wrap up this evening. So
Yes.
I think we've had a good little bit of discussion. So obviously, if you want to catch us for our last stream, that's next Tuesday, as long as everything's all good.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, we're planning to do that. And then we'll be seeing you for 2 weeks, and then hopefully in the new year we'll. I know we're discussing about some challenges and stuff, and we're going to go for this War Toadies thing a little bit and see if we can maybe tag some special challenges on for you guys individually, as a thing that we can set you, because I'll have a proper read through, and yeah, so yeah, that's it really. Thank you very much
Yep,
for
thank
watching
you
as
very
usual.
much.
And we'll see you next
And
one.
who
So
are you, Tom?
I'm still Tom, and you are.
Tom!
Oh no, it's him. And
Oh, no, run!
thanks very much for watching, everyone, and we will catch you next week. Take care, yeah. Goodbye.
Take care. Bye!